Hey there YouTube, Zaz with the Cell Lab here, and today we are going to be working on the Galaxy S5 front and rear camera removal. Now this is a relatively hard repair, but once you get past removing the screen, it becomes relatively simple. If you don't know how to remove a screen, there's a link in the description below. So let's go ahead and just get started. First thing we're going to want to do is remove the 11 mid-plate screws that hold the mid-plate to the bezel. This is going to take a hot minute. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and just start to fast forward because, let's face it, who really wants to watch a guy screw 11 holes? Am I right? Anyways, once you get to the 11th screw, what you're going to want to do is remove it and then flip that bad boy over and start to unscrew the 3 screws in the back. There's one by the home button connector and 2 by the charger port. Now the 2 by the charger port sometimes are a little tricky to get out. So something I would suggest, and it's just a little tech tip, is take a razor blade and just stick it right underneath the screw head and pry up as you unscrew, and that'll help get the screw a little bit more tread for the thread. And once we remove all 3 of these screws, we're going to go ahead and just flip it back over and start to peel away the bezel from the mid plate. This is kind of a difficult part, as usually if this is the first time you're taking apart your Samsung device, it probably won't give away so easily. But once you keep working it out and just, put only pressure on the bezel and not necessarily the mid plate, it should just pop out and you can start working on it again. So go ahead and flip over the mid plate and remove the 2 board screws. There's one up top and one on the charger port. Now these are just holding the logic port and the charger port to the mid plate. And once we get those removed, we can go ahead and continue. So once that charger port screw is removed, we're going to go ahead and just pry up on the logic board. It should just pop up real easily, and disconnect the charger port from the logic board. Once we do so, we can start working on the logic board itself without any interruptions. Go ahead and just start flipping over the logic board and start unplugging the 2 cables for the camera. That there is the main rear camera, and that there is the front camera. Once removed, you can go ahead and just start replacing it with your bits and pieces, your replacement parts, and follow this guide backwards, and you should just be able to put your phone back together and it should be in working order. If at any time you liked this video, go ahead and just give us a thumbs up and subscribe.